What is the time? It's 4:52, about, on April 19th. I'd like to call to order the Bay County Board of Commissioners meeting, and we'll start first with the roll call, please.
Commissioner Fox?
Here.
Commissioner Krieger?
Yes.
Commissioner Begic?
Here.
Commissioner Coonan?
Here.
Commissioner Radke?
Here.
Commissioner Johnson?
Here.
Me.
Chairman Herrick?
Here. Please stand for the invocation, followed by a pledge of allegiance.
Lord, we ask that you will grant to this Board of Commissioners and to all those in authority patience and understanding to work together for the good of all people. In your holy name we ask this. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next on the agenda is citizen input. If anyone would like to speak before the board, please step forward, or sign your name, and take a few minutes and say what you need to say.
Hi. Good evening. I am from Bay City Schools. I've been there for 27 years. My name is Lynn Santavis. I come before you to represent Steelworkers 7380 Bay City Bus Drivers Union. I would like to thank you for having us here tonight. We come before you tonight to ask for your support in our fight to prevent Bay City Public Schools from privatizing our students' transportation. We returned from spring break to learn the school board and Dr. Bigelow had only now released publicity of RFP, request for proposal to privatize transportation. We know this plan has been in the works for a long period in secrecy because keeping it quiet from the public to avoid opposition to this plan. When finally made on 4/4/22, the deadline for proposal being 4/20, the vote set for May 2nd, and the award of the contract on May 9th, purposely leaving little time for a response from our union, the parents, or the public. In conflicting media statements from Dr. Bigelow, he clearly stated Bay City Public Schools can privatize at any time to cut costs. Yet in his statement to MLive, privatizing was not due to cost cutting. The RFP was put out to see what options were available to provide adequate transportation due to the inadequate in-house transportation due to driver shortage and cancellation of routes due to COVID. There is a nationwide shortage of bus drivers, a crisis that existed long before COVID, and contracting a private company like Dean's, Exilo, or First Group Student to prevent driver shortages and cancel routes is unrealistic. Private companies face the same driver shortages, the same inability to hire drivers, and their turnover rate is extremely high. They have daily complaints of buses not showing up. There is a critical shortage of in-school staff, teachers, janitorial, maintenance, nutritional service, and paralegals. Are they the next to be privatized in our students' expense? Is there a true plan in play to change Bay City Public Schools to charter schooling? In regards to cost cutting, Dr. Bigelow and the board already have a contract with METS, a company that has brought in to hire bus drivers and supply sub-drivers as needed. This company has failed to meet its contract for multiple years. Yet their contract has renewed for the 21-22 school year at cost of $100,000. Now they want to contract yet another private company that comes into the contract bid with existing driver shortages, often pulling drivers from all over the state, housing them at our more comfortable hotels at the cost to appear to have adequate drivers. Once that contract is signed, you are back to driver shortages and canceled routes. Worse yet, these companies come in with a too good to be true bid to win the contract. Once they buy out the district buses, including 6 brand new buses just purchased from Millage, not even in the district, then in 2 to 3 years renegotiating the contract where the cost skyrockets by 2 to 3 times the amount. The district is reliant on this company but cannot meet the cost. The private company now pulls out, and the district either must rebuild the house busing or there is no transportation, period. This is currently happening in the Sanford, Meridian District, Monroe District, Gladwin, Coleman, Beaverton, Farewell, Clare struggling to hold on. The private company and contract Exarillo, the Harrison District is trying to rebuild in-house busing after finding themselves in debt with Dean's when they could not keep up with the contract costs along with the hidden extra costs in the amount of $1 million. Student safety is another big issue with the private companies. The school district now has no say in how busing is run or what standards the bus drivers are held to. Private companies are not held to the MDOT regulations like districts are. Oftentimes, private companies let their drivers retain and take home their buses, leaving little guarantee that those buses are pre-tripped, inspected before routes. Also means these buses may not receive the required maintenance. Are these buses safe enough for our students? Exarillo uses the student buses as charter buses to host large parties by contract, where there is alcohol consumption allowed and patrons can carry a weapon. So now you have the possibility of either these or more left for the students to find if the bus is not cleaned properly. The hiring standards and drug test policies are also very questionable. There are cases of drivers under the influence driving these buses with students on board and accidents. There are cases of sexual harassment and abuse and public complaints on how drivers are driving and managing the buses. We have calls from private companies coming into our dispatchers now. There are multiple lawsuits and pending lawsuits against the private companies. Exarillo, Dean's, and First Student, the same companies that have toured our facilities. And this information is abundant with just a Google search, some of which is also on our page. Now I'd like to introduce you to our team, the current Bay City bus drivers and dispatchers. Dan, before COVID, we had 49 drivers to cover 246 miles. Today, we have 24 drivers who covered that same 246-mile territory. Together, we hold 252 years of experience. We manage extended routes, extra routes, step in to cover routes, and extra student stops if we do have a driver out. Work overtime to ensure we transport as many students as possible with new students added daily. We pre-trip our buses, we clean our buses between routes, but despite the best cleaning, our buses are a petri dish of germs with no social distancing possible. But we show up, we do our jobs, so our kids are back in school and back to some normalcy. And this without the COVID bonuses the staff inside the schools receive. We drive the nastiest of weather days, even on the days we should have never been sent out. The decision ultimately made by Mr. Bigelow. During COVID shutdowns in summer, the bus drivers stepped into nutrition services to help prepare meals and distribute meals to the kids and families in need. Our dispatchers, new this year, trained themselves on a new computer program that was not fully set up. The start of the year was a mess. Now they run that system like pros. They provide direction and assistance to the drivers, answer the radio calls, phone calls from parents and schools, and solve all the issues of the day. Our mechanics are inspecting buses on a regular schedule, assuring buses are pre-trip daily, repairing and regularly doing maintenance upkeep on the buses, and reassuring drivers and students if the bus does not break down, this is your guarantee those buses are safe. As a team, we offer much more. We offer compassion and caring. We love our jobs and are dedicated. We love our kids and know them by name and treat them all as if they were our own. A private company cannot offer that. If Dr. Bigelow and the board succeeded in privatizing transportation, the drivers, dispatches, mechanics will all be without jobs, without benefits. They will de-unionize and break our current contract. They signed without good faith. The contract that is in effect until August 31st of 23. Our team is not the only one standing to lose. Our families and students will lose. Thank you and God bless. Bay City has passed a resolution opposing privatization. Thank you.
Ma'am, could you please sign your name up there?
I did, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Anyone else?
My name's Karen Martins Fishhaber, live at 96 Wheeler Road, Bay City. Now, I know you guys always hear the bad parts about bus drivers, all right? They're not showing up for their job. I, this past year, went through cancer treatments, and I begged the doctor to let me drive while I was going through it. Guess what? He was really smart. I was so sick. There was no way I could do that. I mean, by the time I started in January, by the time June rolled around, I couldn't hardly walk to the bathroom. That's how sick I was. In May, beginning of May, I decided, man, I think I'm going to die, all right? So I decided I'm going to start riding my horses, all right? My kids would go out and saddle my horse and get me on the horse, and I would just ride around the field. Every day. I'm going to ride every day if it kills me. Well, it did strengthen my legs and strengthen my core and maybe even strengthen my mind. So I was able to get back by end of October. I've not missed one day for a doctor's appointment, not 1 minute, even though I would tell dispatch that, hey, I got 2 doctor's appointments today. I only have a 3-hour span. I don't know if I can get back in time. And other drivers were going to fill my shoes so that I had another hour to get back. Did not need to use it. The drivers that have been sick have had COVID, some of them for 6 weeks. One lost his wife due to COVID that probably they got from the bus. So when parents are complaining we're not showing up, you know, we're doing the best we can. We don't have subs. They can't seem to get them. Doesn't mean a private company is going to get them either. They have the same issues we do at getting people to come to work. And you know what? Our bus drivers are there every day. There's very few that have not been there every day. And let me tell you, it's been a struggle because now, not only am I exhausted from driving because I'm still trying to recover, I'm exhausted from being out there holding a sign, hoping people help us. So if you have any kind of compassion for us, I need my insurance. I'm not going to go to Dean's. I'm not going to anywhere else. I guess I have to retire. And then I have to go find a job that has insurance because that's really important for me. I'm not done with this. I have lots of doctor's appointments left. So I know you guys think this is an easy job. Most of our drivers are working from like 5 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock at night. Yes, we get a little span in the middle. How would you like a job that you have 3 or 4 hours between them? Now you got to go back. It breaks up your whole day. So thank you very much, but our drivers are there. So there's been a few that have had COVID, and they've been off for a long time because they can't come back until they're clear. Any questions? I'd be glad to answer.
Ma'am, we can't answer, we can't ask questions during public
Okay.
comment, but
All
we
right.
appreciate everything you said. I'll say that, you know.
All right, well, thank you.
Is there anyone else who'd like to come forward?
Good evening to all of you commissioners tonight.
Thank you.
My coworkers have given quite a lengthy presentation just kind of want to let it be known that it's going to be harder. A lot of you represent our outlying community areas, Kilcullen, Auburn. The outlying areas are going to be more affected by this. The city parents, the city kids, they're closer to the schools. Think about the outlying areas, those kids who won't have school buses to take them in, or non-reliable transportation if this goes through. Thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing no one, we will move on for items to consideration from the Personnel and Human Services Committee. Commissioner Johnson, please.
Thank you, sir. We'll start with resolution number 2022-89, Generational Care Project for ARPA funding. I move this resolution.
Support.
Discussion. Seeing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Krieger?
Yes.
Commissioner Begic?
No.
Commissioner Coonan?
Yes.
Commissioner Radke?
Yes?
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Commissioner Fox?
No.
And Commissioner Herrick?
No.
So 4 yes, 3 no.
Okay.
All right. Item number 2022-90, Senior Legal Secretary vacancy from the Prosecutor's Office. I move this resolution.
Support.
Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution number 2022-91, Legal Secretary vacancy also from the Prosecutor. I move this resolution.
Support.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution number 2022-92, purchase of active military service for retirement purposes for Arthur Kleinert. Move this resolution.
Support.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution number 2022-93, board document scanning project. I move this resolution.
Support?
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution number 2022-94, travel to the 2022 National Tuberculosis Conference from the Health Department. I move this resolution.
Support.
Discussion. Commissioner Begic.
I did mention before, but tuberculosis is still around. We have at least a couple patients at the free clinic that come in with TB, so it's not eliminated, eradicated, it's still there. So I think it's good to attend the conference.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution number 2022-95, vacancies at 911 Central Dispatch, Department on Aging. I move this resolution.
Support.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
A resolution, let's see, where are we? Resolution number 2022-96, the Bay County Equalization Report for 2022.
That's for Ways and Means.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir.
But that, you still have the other one, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Do the other one first.
Let me skip to that last one then. Resolution number 2022-97. Would you like me to read that into record, or?
We got one, so do we need that again? Yeah, we good? Okay, we don't have to read it. What, you want
don't need to hear
a
it all.
roll call vote on that, guys? Or just vote?
We move it, I support it.
Yeah.
That's moved.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Make it no. Okay, we got it. Okay. Would that be all, Mr. Commissioner Johnson?
That is it now.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry about
Commissioner
that. Didn't mean to
Fox.
hone in on yours.
Commissioner Fox, we got one thing there for
All
you.
right, Resolution 2022-96, the 2022 Bay County Equalization Report. I move this resolution. Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Is there any unfinished business? New business? Miscellaneous? Announcements?
I'll defer to Commissioner Fox.
Oh,
if she'd
I
like.
have one.
Okay.
For those that are interested in a little fun, on April 30th in Pinconning, part of their sesquicentennial celebration, they're having a treasure hunt. Community-wide, grab some friends in the car, drive around, have a little fun. Anywho, you can get applications at the Pinconning-Linwood Chamber of Commerce Facebook page.
Thank you. Commissioner Begic, you're all done now?
He's all out.
I just have
Jamie again.
one announcement. It's kind of an important one, though. It's a sad day for Bay County, but a great day for Saginaw County. Chris Zworski, after a 15-year career with Bay County, opted to move over to Saginaw County to, again, specialize in what he's made his stellar career based it on as a 911 central dispatch expert throughout the state of Michigan. He's taking the reins of the Central Dispatch 911 Control Center in Saginaw County. And we're going to miss you, Chris, and I want to thank you for the stellar job you did at Central Dispatch, and of course the really remarkable job you did stepping in the finance department and getting us to the point we're at today in the budget. So we want to thank you for your service to Bay County and wish you the very best in your future career in the next county. So.
So, Chris, I told you, I said that after the first time I met you over at 911, when I first started on the commission 10 years ago, I said, he's not going to be here very long. He just knows too much, and so we kept you under wraps as long as we could, and so they finally found out about you, and, what a great asset you are to anywhere you work. I mean, you just are so thorough, and I don't think there's a person that could deny how hard you work and how much you care. And it doesn't matter to me. There's people that, to be able to be leaving tomorrow and still how much you put into the last couple of weeks, even, like just the agendas you come out with and how much work you've done is amazing, and it's very much appreciated. And it's just, I know it's the kind of detailed guy you are, and I know the people that you put in your trail, like Ryan Gale, but they're the same way. I know they are. So, but thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to say?
I've been kind of reminiscing the last week or so, and I was talking to Joel Strauss at a meeting the other day. Him and I were kind of having a kind of a pre-meeting for a meeting we sync up with the health department in finance once a month, and he kind of recruited me to become the emergency manager 15 years ago, and I'd known Joel since he was on the Red Cross board. And I was thinking back to 20 some odd years ago when I worked for the Red Cross, and I was back in the cheap seats here. I was in the audience giving a presentation, and I remember seeing the folks here, and to think that I was here in the county and helped make a difference and have the opportunity to serve the community. Really, I feel fortunate. And I'm very thankful for all of that. I still live in Bay County, still in beautiful Bangor Township, as someone once says.
You'll be busy.
I just am just so appreciative of having the opportunity to serve the community in which I live, and I'm so thankful for that opportunity. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, board. Thank you to all the people I work with every day. It's going to be hard to say goodbye, but I'm just so appreciative of everything. So thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
Yep, thanks again. Any other, where are we, announcements? Any other announcements? No more announcements. We know there's no closed session. Okay.
I move to adjourn.
Support. All in favor? Aye. We are adjourned.